So everyone, I have just completed my most recent sign-up bonus, which was for the Chase Business Preferred card, and it had an elevated sign-up bonus of 120,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points after you spend $8,000 in a 3-month period. And like I said, about 2.5 months in, we were able to reach that minimum spend, and now I should be getting 120,000 points in the next couple days once my statement period does end. So in this video, what I want to do is openly talk about what my next move is, see if you guys have some suggestions for me, because I have a decent idea of where I want to go next, but I want to get some opinions to see exactly where I should go next, since I already have some of the mainstays that most people would start off with. So without further ado, let's talk about my next and upcoming credit card. So there are 4 main cards that I'm considering, and just to preface everything, I'm a big fan of Chase Ultimate Reward points, and the main reason I'm a big fan of it is because you are able to transfer out to partners like Hyatt to get some awesome value from a hotel standpoint. And as of right now, aside from the Build card, Chase is the only other company and bank that can actually transfer out to Hyatt. So American Express doesn't transfer there, Capital One, Wells Fargo, no other bank or issuer can transfer over to Hyatt unless you are Built. So keeping that in mind, the first card that I'm thinking about applying for is going to be the Chase Hyatt card. So as of right now, the Chase Hyatt card does have a sign-up bonus of 60,000 points, but it is heavily skewed because of what you see in the fine print. So the first part of that sign-up bonus does give you 30,000 Hyatt points after you spend $3,000 in a 3-month span. So the first 30,000 points should be relatively easy for me to get, but then the other 30,000 points that are offered in that 60,000 point sign-up bonus will be done by getting 2x on every dollar spent over the next 6 months up to $15,000. So in order to reach this actual sign-up bonus, you will need to spend $15,000 in a 6-month span, which is a little bit unheard of and not something that I would recommend most people do, especially if you're just starting out, because obviously you'll get the first 30,000 points after spending $3,000, and those first $3,000 does go towards the ultimate goal of the $15,000 to be able to get the 60,000 point sign-up bonus. So I would actually consider them having a 30,000 point sign-up bonus and not really a 60,000 point sign-up bonus. And what's a little bit annoying about this advertisement or how they're actually portraying and marketing this is that technically, if you do spend $15,000 in a calendar year with the Hyatt card, you do get an additional free night. So if you're going to be offering people a 60,000 point sign-up bonus after spending $15,000 in the first 6 months, then why not also say that you're getting an additional free night? If you're going to be spending those $15,000 anyway, that's why I think it's a little bit annoying, but again, I'm a big fan of Hyatt. I love what Hyatt has to offer in the major cities, and in my opinion is the best easy cent per point valuation you can get at roughly 2.2 cents per point. So if you are a huge Hyatt loyalty member and you want to be able to just go to Hyatt hotels and fully maximize it, this could be a good card to consider, and that's why I am considering it. So that's the one that I'm actually leaning towards the most, but leave some comments down below if you guys think I should stay away from this one for now and just consider the next card, which will be the Chase Freedom Unlimited card. Surprisingly enough, the Chase Freedom Unlimited card is something that I haven't gotten myself into yet. I do have the Chase Freedom Flex card, and I do have the Chase Business Unlimited card, which is relatively the same, just in different spend categories. So the Chase Freedom Unlimited card is something that I am considering because of multiple factors. The first thing is that it is a 0-fee annual card compared to the Hyatt card that I mentioned earlier is a $95 annual fee, and if I could avoid more annual fees, I would like to do that. And then the next nice thing about this is that it's going to be a great catch-all card at 1.5x points per dollar spent, no matter the category. And what's also nice about this situation is that you do technically have 2 sign-up offers to choose from. The first one being a $150 cashback bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months, and those are actually equating to 15,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points if you do read the fine print. The next sign-up bonus that's still out there, it's not advertised on the website itself, but you can definitely find links, and I'll leave it linked down below, is that you can get an additional 1.5x on every dollar spent in the first year up to $20,000. Meaning that at the current spending categories of this card are that you get 1.5x on every dollar spent, no matter what the category is. You also get 3x back on all dining, as well as 3x back on all drugstores. And then you do get 5x back on all travel booked through the Chase portal. But through this sign-up bonus, you don't get the $150 sign-up bonus after $500 of spend, but instead you get an additional 1.5x for the entire calendar year up to $20,000 of additional spend, meaning that those same categories are now going to be 3x back on any single category, which is definitely unheard of, 4.5x on all dining and drugstores, which is also unheard of for a 0 annual fee card, and then finally 6.5x on all Chase travel purchases through the Chase travel portal, which also is relatively high, especially for a 0 annual fee card. So getting this will complete my Chase trifecta on the non-business side or on the personal side, and this is something that I am considering because at the end of the day, you could get up to technically $300 of cash back in a calendar year or 30,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points while also accumulating all these spend categories. So that is option number 2 that I am considering. Card number 3 is going to be another Chase business card, and this is going to be the Chase Inc. Business Premier card. But the Premier card is a $195 annual fee card, and the sign-up bonus is $1,000 cash back after spending $10,000 in the first 3 months. Now with business cards, these business cards are a little bit heftier on the sign-up bonus in terms of the requirements, so $10,000 could be a stretch, and I always tell people never ever ever apply for a card where you have to stretch to meet the minimum spend, because at the end of the day, it creates bad habits, then you end up overspending, then you end up carrying a balance, then you end up having to pay an interest, so it ends up going to the bank side and you end up losing no matter what the return is on the sign-up bonus. So as of right now, it's technically a 10% return on your first $10,000 if you think about it. But those 1,000 points, if you can muster it, is worth 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points. But again, like I mentioned, we did do our normal spending and it took us almost a full 3 months to reach that $8,000 minimum spend on the Chase Preferred card. So that's why I'm a little bit iffy on signing up for this card, but it is an option because worst case scenario, you could put your rent on this card and incur a fee, and that fee would be worth actually getting. That is the only way that I might be able to reach that minimum spend if I spend normally. But the spending categories on this card, it could be nice to have as a catch-all card because you do get 2% back on every single category for every dollar spent. So again, a good catch-all card for the Chase ecosystem, or a great one for that matter. You also get 2.5% cash back on any purchase over $5,000, which again, I don't know, it's very, very rare for me to be able to spend that much money in one single transaction. I'm trying to think back if I have made a purchase like that. Even my couch that I recently spent was just under $5,000, which was a Lovesac couch and things like that. So I cannot think of one single situation where I'm spending a $5,000 purchase in a one transaction. And then you do get 5% cash back on all travel purchases through the Chase Travel Portal. So again, this would just end up being a catch-all card for me, but at $195 and a minimum spend of $10,000, I don't know if I could actually stomach this annual fee, but maybe because it is 100,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points, I could be skewed and convinced. And the last card I am considering is actually not in the Chase ecosystem at all. This is going to be the Chase Venture Rewards card. And the only reason I might not do it is because I literally just missed out on a new elevated offer sign-up bonus, which we'll touch on in a second. But the Venture card is a $95 annual fee card by Capital One. It is a Venture X's little brother, and you do get 75,000 miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months of having the card that you can then transfer out. Now you can't transfer to Hyatt, like I mentioned, because Chase is the only one that can actually do that aside from Bilt, but it has some other great transfer partners which you used in the past, like KLM, Air France, and some other airlines, which, like I mentioned, I do transfer on a decent amount. So those 75,000 bonus miles will still be great to have long term. Now, for those of you questioning, I do have a Venture X card right now, which is a $395 annual fee card, but even though I have the Venture X card, you can double dip and still get the Venture Rewards card, and what I like about this is that there is a downgrade path to a zero annual fee card for both the Rewards card and the Venture X card. So keep that in mind if you are thinking about getting this card and you already have the Venture X. But similar to that Venture X card, this is a catch-all card through and through. You get 2x miles on every dollar spent, and that is the only category. You do also get 5x miles on every dollar spent through their travel portal, but I normally consider just as a catch-all card. So for $95 a year after that sign-up bonus, I would be getting this as a catch-all card for 2x per dollar spent. I think that's the order that I'm kind of thinking about, right? Where I have the Hyatt card first. Even though that sign-up bonus is very skewed and kind of misleading, I still think Hyatt is my number one card. Then secondly, I'm thinking about that Freedom Unlimited card, but I'm thinking about getting it with that cool 1.5x bonus on every single spend category and using that as my card for the entire year. But again, I don't like to commit to one card for an entire year because there's always elevated bonuses that come up, so that could be wasted on me. And then you also have the Venture Rewards card, and finally the Business Premier card, which is the highest annual fee. So let me know in the comment down below what you think I should do. Are there maybe some other cards that I should consider, like the whole Citi ecosystem, the Wells Fargo ecosystem that I could consider, maybe some other cards in that Capital One world? And I haven't really considered any American Express cards really. I could maybe consider some Hilton cards, but I do want to get maybe the Hyatt card to stay under that Chase 524 rule because I believe I am on either 324 or 424 right now. Basically what that means is you have a 24-month span to have a 5 credit card application process. So if you're applying for your 6th card in a 24-month span, Chase will automatically decline you no matter what your credit score is or how good of your situation is. So that is something to always consider when applying for these cards, and that's why I'm leaning towards a Chase card first and then going somewhere else. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. Are all these cards something to consider? Do you have another kind of suggestion for me? Always curious to know, and let's discuss in the comments down below. But that'll do it, everybody. And definitely stay subscribed. Let's get to 1,000 because we will be doing an apply with me once I decide which one to go with. But that'll do it, everybody. I'm Fernando, and if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, YouTube thinks you're going to like this video right here, and I think you're going to like the other video right there. Peace, everybody.